What's up, everybody? Let me know if you can hear me. Cool, that's not a bad view. Oh, let's see here. Yeah. Look at that. On a work trip currently in very exciting Orlando, Florida, where I'm not partaking in any of the festive vibe. What's up, Steven? I don't know, at this really awkward desk right now, and I'm kind of like straddling the corner on a stool from the little kitchenette. Oh, no way, Tampa. Okay. Couple hours away. Yeah, I mean, I guess technically I'm in Kissimmee, which I didn't take the time to look. Oh, nice. Boot camp in Orlando. Was that, it wasn't like a Disney boot camp or something like that? Real boot camp. Do they have a base here? What branch of the service? Yeah, what's up, Amy? I know there's only so much school and work I can take. Oh, no way. I didn't know that you were in the Navy. Or that they had a base here, I guess. My brother was in the Navy. He got stationed at Pearl Harbor. That was kind of like right where I fell in love with Hawaii, because yeah, stationed at Pearl Harbor, got to go and see him come back from a deployment, and go out in the harbor and all that kind of stuff. It was a lot of fun. Any new info on the peanut? The new peanut? Nothing new. From what I have seen, the post that he put out, it looks like curved plates, or not curved plates, but a curved shell. So maybe something to like kind of add a little bit of a groove here for your thumb. And then I want to say the plates are now the same pattern as this, but where these are raised, those will go inward. So maybe kind of help reduce any friction issues. I haven't had any issues with this guy though. I love him. Oh, it closed a few years ago. Okay. Interesting. Gainesville. Just there, huh? Nice. Am I 6'7"? No, I say 6'1". My wife tells me I'm 6 foot. She thinks I'm full of shit. I don't know if that's actually what you're asking. Unknown. You'll have to let me know. Launching Friday. Oh, okay. The Peanuts launching Friday. Yeah, I mean, I hope I didn't totally miff Ray from Rage 3D when I reviewed his last slider. I thought it was pretty close to the, God, what was it? The Strata. And it was pretty close to the Ronin from Fidget Boy. And I kind of compared the two in the video. Not as like a diss, but just maybe why I preferred the Ronin. I wasn't trying to like, whatever, cause beef, but I don't know that he's going to send me anything anymore to try out. Yeah, but I will. If the peanut drops Friday, I'll be there. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, what's up? Just another person. There have been select few makers, and I'm not saying that Ray is one of those, because honestly, I mean, Ray's been kind enough to send me. Yes, I hope the old peanut design stays too. No, like I said, Ray has been very generous with pieces. Uh, there have been select few people though that I have been able to give feedback to, and they were just like on the ball, ready, immediate to take the feedback and improve on things. One being Jesse from Otter EDC, who just he was just so happy to kind of get his stuff out there. That getting the feedback, he was really stoked about it. I thought that was pretty cool, you know, just seeing the video and the feedback. And he's taken feedback, for instance, on the wrapped light plates. I told him that I thought it could improve just because of this kind of rubberized grip that this material already comes with. That he could just make a plain shell for the kind of the minimalists like myself. And he did it, and it is just insanely good. Super good. And then the other one was Novel Carry. And I just tried this a little while back, but they were so thrilled to hear a review and hear some honest feedback that they actually made the changes. I'm sorry, I'm getting behind on comments here because I'm rambling, but this one had the 2 large magnets in the corner and then smaller magnets in the middle, and then 2 large down in the corner. But it caused, you know, a lot of that where the plate swings over. It's kind of like an overswing, and it just wants to connect with itself. And so they actually created like a little, they call it a cassette, but it's essentially like a magnet plate in there so that you can change out the different style magnets. The new one that they made, I actually, they said they would make those changes. And so I bought one in purple carbon fiber. It's that Lithuanian carbon fiber, they call it, because it comes from the Turkey region and Lithuania region, actually, which I didn't know. I always thought that was kind of a BS name. But so that's on the way. They made me one of these, and they made me one of these, the Tile Mini. So I'm excited to see those and take those apart and kind of compare and contrast those. Let's see. Sorry, let's get back. XER073. Hey, what's happening? Yeah, hopefully he keeps the old peanut design, or at least still does some like some drops of it. I always kind of wanted to see the peanut in, and I know some people like kind of the kitschiness of it being a peanut, but if he just did this shape, this plate design, and then just did like some simple black shells or something like that, where it didn't look like a peanut, that'd be pretty cool too. I'm kind of a minimalist. It's very rare that I go crazy with color or anything like that. Axiom EDC Mach 2 and the Magnus Super X today. Nice. Did they drop that in Zerk? I'm not sure. Is the Axiom EDC, is that a spinner? I know that brand, and I don't know why I can't place it. Oh, Nicole, that's cool that he replaced your peanut for you. See, yeah, I mean, I've been using mine pretty consistently with no stick, which has been cool, although it's not like, I'm not going crazy with it every day or anything like that. Yeah. Just another person, your plates stick all the time. And I think part of that might be related to like the oils of your skin, things like that, depending on like how sweaty your hands are, how dry they are. I think that makes a difference. Yeah, 100% skin oils, yeah. which is a bummer for people that, where that kind of binds up on you that fast. Sorry to hear that. My wrapped light without EDC is my walking around. Hell yeah. This thing is, I was sitting out on the balcony. I was playing with my MagLab and ended up walking it back inside and grabbing this because I was like, this just feels like if I'm going to be on a third floor balcony playing with a slider on a cement balcony, I'm going to totally use this. It's just bulletproof. Nova is working on our titanium slider. Nova. Nova. Oh, wait, no. No, who's Nova? The novel carry stuff. To that point about the novel carry stuff, they have premium plates. So I actually told them to hold my order back. Where did I put it? Here it is. I actually told them to hold my order back because they have premium plates. So this next one that I'm getting is going to have the premium plates on the Delta. And I'm guessing that, what did they say they are? If it was like a resin kind of thing, it was like a plastic that they machine for the plates. So I'm curious to see how that changes the experience. They do not make premium plates for the mini tile yet though. So it'll still have the kind of 3D printed plates in it. Been waiting for the wrapped tall thin to come out. Yeah. Jesse told me that right now, since this is kind of taken off a little bit, he's like, it is literally like working 2 full-time jobs. He's like, I go to work all day, I come home, and I'm trying to make time for the wife and kids, but also get these things printed because so many people have been asking about them, especially since he dropped the wrapped light shells and stuff. So, just be patient for him. He's not, like Jason does it as a full-time job, and not saying that he's got all the time in the world to do just fidgets then, but, Jesse's trying to balance all of life at the same time. Let's see. Ordered new inserts from Outer EDC recently. The only reason I didn't get a top is because that tall, thin top isn't out yet, and don't love the frag pattern. Yeah, I'm the same way. I mean, the frag pattern definitely provides good grip, but I really just think that looks so clean that it's almost not even like 3D printed. You don't even feel like you're using a 3D printed slider. Mach 2, a spinning knuckle. Oh, interesting. I bought this one this past week. Damn if I remember who the maker is. Because it just has weird little sayings on it like, try hard and all wishes come true. I don't know. But sure is pretty, and it sounds phenomenal. I would love for some to come out with a peanut shape with TPU and metal plates. Are you talking about you'd love to see Ray release the peanut slider with that? Because that would be pretty sick, for sure. Oh, yeah, the B, I want to say, is that dropping Friday too? I want to say the thin body style in 3D print is coming Friday as well from Fidget Things. So keep an eye out for that. If you're on the Facebook group for Fidget Things, I want to say Derek is making a drop of those. So that's the V2 of the premium looking body. So this is like V1, and then there's V2, I guess, which is the high cornered premium body that's out there now, and then it's essentially maybe the V3, I guess, of the body that's like the slim style. Maybe he's calling it the SOB Slim, I think, actually. I feel like the Metal Chenyu Guardian. I love it, to be honest. Where is it? Right here. So this is the Chenyu Guardian X1. I really do want to try the G10. I got to be honest. I mean, this is one that I would try in all forms. I think Zerk will be a must. I don't know that I'll go Ultim again. I think I got the Ultim Chenyu and I wasn't as pleased. But, and the other thing is, even though I'm running this, or even though it has the option to run dense or standard, I'm running all standard. But it's nice to have the option to change it to all dense if I'd like, or both at the same time, which can sound a little chaotic, but it's also kind of fun. But it's got a great sound. I think G10 would be a great... Yeah, I mean, that's an incredible sound. Nothing beats taking it up to the top and then rotating it clockwise while moving down. So you're getting the crunch of like both tracks at the same time. I also think some like G10 colors, like some of those like G10 swirl colors and stuff like that, like this, would be just kick-ass for that Chenyu. Yes, so that's one thing that this came with that the other Chenyu did not, was the, is it copper springs or is it brass? Maybe it is copper. Those have an incredible ping to them, and I did that for a little while, but I changed it out just because I think the ping was annoying some of my, you know, some of the people in the offices near me. This one was 100 at launch. I don't know though, you know, with the tariff stuff, what everything's going to be looking like. I talked to, I'm going to readjust myself here. I'm like, break my back. I talked to Meta EDC the other day, and he was just kind of, he was pretty down about the whole state of things and just how it's going to kind of raise prices across the board. So don't be surprised if some of these pieces start taking on a little extra cost, unfortunately. Meta EDC's prices are already questionable enough, to say the least. You know, oh, good, I'm glad. What G10 color did you get, Amy? You might have told me the other day on the other live. Yeah, you know, like I said in my, you know, I did like a wrap-up video of the places I go to buy fidgets. It's really, you know, there are some people that are just that hungry for a certain fidget that if they see it, they want to have it in their hands, which is why the secondary market is so big. Like people see something, and instead of having to wait for it to ship from China, they can get it in a couple days. And sometimes people will be like, hey, I'll pay for you to, express mail it to me overnight or something like that. I mean, I've had that stuff happen before because people just they want to get it in their hands. So am I saying that their prices are all, totally reasonable? Sometimes no. But I'm just reviewing the pieces. I'm not telling Brian how to run the business. But there are people like G10 or G10. I got G10 on the brain now. Like G1, who it's just some dude with a shit ton of money who comes in and buys as much as he can from the makers, and then sells them at a discount that totally undercuts all the other sellers out there, and then you end up with storefronts like Meta EDC where they've jacked their prices up because they got to make some money back. They're losing business from some of these other like Walmart-esque sellers taking over. Blaze Orange, nice. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not saying that they're all reasonable, but yeah. What about the sound coming out of the G10, Amy? Are you getting something similar to this? I'm really curious what the sound, or if it amplifies more with the G10, I would imagine. Ugh. Yes, when I travel, I'm terrified that I'm going to end up in a situation where there's a fidget I want and I don't have it with me. So this is probably half the collection that I have taken. I use this tripped travel case, and it's just got a bunch of different compartments, a little mesh spot for some different supplies or whatever, and then I use this back pocket to store, where the lighting is so bad right now, to store like extra magnets and driver and stuff like that, so I can sit and tinker without maybe getting side-eyed by the wife. She doesn't really side-eye me for tinkering with fidgets. She does puzzles, and then I just sit and change out magnets and springs and sit there and click and clack. That's kind of our jam. But this was on Amazon. Somebody asked me for it in the link on that short that I posted, and so you can go check that out. Yes, they do check me at TSA every single time. Sometimes they want to know what they are and they play with them, or have me demonstrate them, like how to use a slider. I had one guy do one time. The lady this time just shook her head, shoved them all back in the bag, told me to have a good day. Do I use any individual pouches to protect stuff? No, not really. The things that I bring with here, I'm not going to bring anything that like I either know I couldn't buff, or ones that I just know are going to stay in the collection long enough that I'm not really worried about it. Like these could get scuffed to hell. I could buff them. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not so worried about that. I kind of, if I feel too precious about a fidget, I generally sell it, because that means that it's got too much value attached to it, and it becomes less fun as a toy, and more of like a chore, prized possession I have to like keep pristine. I don't like that. I do have this, which I will put some different single pieces in that have individual pouches specifically for that, so that it keeps it, relatively scuff free. But even like This, I know I can buff this out, but you can see that it's got plenty of wear on the sides. Love this guy. This little pouch is the Loudy Fox Bat. You can look it up on AliExpress. It's like 13 bucks, I think. Maybe 20. 13 bucks? I might have gotten it on like a Black Friday kind of thing. So this selection it's part ones that I want to play with in the hotel room, and part ones that I know I can bring into these boring work meetings and not just absolutely kill everyone's ears. So I can kind of use that in the back of the room without people being any wiser. The novel carry stuff is really great for that. I guess essentially I've mainly been carrying my bubbles. Today, what did I have on me today? Chill pills can be pretty quiet. This one's not so much. This is like anodized black aluminum. Yeah, bubbles good for public use. Uber Cryos, what's up? Going to miss out on getting an SS Top D for a same price. I wonder, I mean, they are kind of tough to come by. Have you talked to James by chance? James, who runs Metal Toys. I mean, they have probably the best customer service in the game. He'll talk with you and try to work stuff out or locate one if he knows who's selling one. Oh damn, 85. That's like the original sales price. So I would talk to Mark, if you know Mark Chang from Play for Beans, and just tell him what you're looking for. Yeah. Wallet is not built for the hobby. That is why I sell so much. You just gotta sell to buy. Did I miss anybody's? Six wrapped lights and 6 different conventions. Dang, Steven. That's pretty awesome. I mean, you're dedicated to the wrapped light game for sure. Trip to Gainesville packing involved some shirts, pants, and the rest of my bag was filled with fidgets. And no security check. Wow. They didn't give a shit, TSA. Really? I didn't know airlines have a limit on how many magnetic things you can bring. It is much more expensive than $13. Oh, 25 to 30. Wow, no, there's... I'll have to look back at my AliExpress history. I bought this on AliExpress, and I know I paid a reasonable price for it. I felt really good, especially for a Loudy thing. It's probably the best thing Loudy's ever made. MetaEDC does have a Top D. I think they only have brass, though. I don't know how many people want brass. Mark is a great dude. Yeah. For sure. Remember how that one other person got a soda for half off. Clown Orange made the Oda. Wait a second. I'm. So, did Clown Orange not develop the soda? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, there's some of that stuff. It's weird. The Clone Wars and such. Oh, they made the Oda as like the wrapped light version. That's hilarious. Weird rule about compass deviation from specific distance from the bag. Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't sit anywhere near first class, so I'm not going to be messing with anything in the pilot's cabin, that's for sure. I think I was like seat 45F on this flight down here. It's like, it's been a long time since I've been on a plane with a seat 45 or row 45 rather. Traveling is so astronomical right now. Thank God work pays for any flight that I take because I'm only traveling for work. So it's Clown Orange thing, but we paid retail more. Gotcha. What's the best sounding fidget you have? Jack Kit, what's up? That's one of the hardest questions you could ever ask me because each of these, which is what anyone that ever asks me about my hobby that's not in the hobby, it's the main thing that they laugh at me for. As I say, each one of these has a specific sound that makes it perfect. And none of them are the same. There are a lot of people whose ears are not tuned to that. They'll pick it up and they'll go, okay, those made the same sound. I don't understand. That happens all the time at work, especially. And, anytime family gets together, they don't understand. So it's tough. It's tough to say. Keyboards is where I started. My wife, okay, I worked at an automotive plant, and I swear to God, I got so many looks from other, these kind of like burly men who've been working the automotive line for years. They're like, you have 6 keyboards in your drawer at work. Why do you have so many keyboards? Are they broken? I was like, no, each one makes a different sound. And so depending on the mood I'm in, or maybe if no one's in the office today, I can bring out my loud keyboard and I can really get some clacks, or I can get some really fine clicks out of it. I fell out of love with keyboards. Yeah, I mean, there was the Logitech G10, which had just this really like kind of soft but crisp click that I loved. And I ended up selling that, and now I've just got some basic ass like $20 mouse and keyboard combo at work that brings me no joy, but this is good. Custom keyboards, yeah, no, definitely good for my wallet, because once you start getting into the specific keycaps and all that kind of stuff, it really adds up. I bought my son the Red Dragon brand. He still uses that. I mean, that's like the cheapest of the cheap, but he uses that and he fucking loves it. My daily driver is a 75 key ortho. 75 key ortho. That sounds intense. I don't know what that looks like, and I'll have to look it up later for sure. The black one with the sliding thing on it. This one I haven't done a full review on yet. But this is from Vibe EDC. Bought this one secondhand. It's called the dice, what? Dice track or something like that. Essentially, this is a 3D printed body, but it's got these metal rods on the side. Dice deck, yes. Thank you. And it's got that cool move. And then you spread them back out on the track. It's not 100% every time. Like sometimes it does this. But when you get that going, that's phenomenal. You're guaranteed a good slide every time with just two. I mean, you're never going to have one fly off. And then yeah, the person that I bought it from, I sent this with, so he sent a little tiny slider with, which is hilarious. And this is actually the sliding pieces for the Pico. So if you get the Pico, which is kind of like the dice deck, but it's got these pieces on there that slide up and down on a track. I mean, this guy's operating in, look at how small those magnets are. Isn't that wild? I couldn't even imagine working daily with magnets that big. I'd be so frustrated. But he is doing it. And it's fun. Even my wife grabbed this one. She's like, what the hell is this? And then she held it and she's like, okay, this is not bad. So she's kind of into that. It doesn't really work on this, you know, it's not like compatible or anything like that. But that's okay. I mean, this dice deck has really good quality. Even the print quality is really fine. So it's just got this really soft feeling to it for the body part. So, I mean, you can tell it was 3D printed, but it is a really precise print job. And then those rods are put in there, and I think like an epoxy is put on top. It's kind of cool. Yeah, working daily with magnets would be insane. That would be such a chore. But God bless him. God bless him for doing it, because it's worth it. Feels way better than I thought it would. Are you talking about the dice deck? Uber Cryos? So flat in some spots. Yeah, this was a surprise to me, to be honest. Like, I thought, yeah, all right, I'll get it and I'll try it out and probably sell it. The boomstick is what I'm trying to locate now, because I'm like, if it's anything near this, I'm in on the boomstick. I'm gonna need one of those. Some of the things, you know, to each his own, but some of his like colorways don't do it for me. So when I see like a just primary red and blue and black boomstick, that doesn't really do it for me. I'd rather have all black or some more kind of like funky colors that are, you know, maybe like a neon kind of thing. So I hope he kind of expands out and gets into some funkier colors. Just kind of makes it feel a little more premium. Who asked what my... Let's see here, I'm going back a little bit. Oh, Jack Kitt was who asked. Who asked what the best sounding fidget I have is? I'd say right now, I mean, I fall in love and out of love with different fidgets, and then back in love with them. But I'd say right now, in terms of sound, uh, the X1 is probably my favorite sounding one. So Jack Kit, I don't know if you're still here. If you are, I'm gonna say that's probably my fave. This is tuned by me using screws that did not come in the kit. Can't wait to see Jesse's neon sign. Oh, really? Did he release one? Are you talking about this color? I need a way to keep fidgets on my desk without being all over the place. Yeah, these colors are really cool. I got this one because I thought it reminded me of that 90s cup design that I think most people remember from the Fuck Jerry account now. But I realize this is just Monsters Inc. I kind of made Monsters Inc. Oh, inserts in this color would be awesome. You must love blue the way I love purple. Anything that I see in purple, I'm trying to get my hands on. Have you tried, in terms of things to keep fidgets in place on your desk? I'm not sure if Ray McCarthy is still making the play box on Mate EDC, but that is such a good one. Also, Jeremy Campbell, he's doing that bento box design that he's 3D printing these stackable boxes that are about this big. They hold about 4 fidgets per layer, and you can buy as many as you want and stack them up, which would be pretty cool. I was going to float this too during this live stream. Sean from Fidget Fix, he had started kind of like a series a little while back, and I haven't totally talked to him yet about this, but I do want to kind of get his blessing since he started the idea, where he was having some of the different creators on to do episodes where he was able to ask them questions and about how they started, how they created their first design, things like that. I was kind of thinking, Cal, what's up, man? I was kind of thinking of doing something similar, but having, because Jeremy Campbell had reached out and said, hey, I do some of the live streams with Fidget Nerd. And so if you ever need a co-host, let me know. And it kind of got me thinking, like, it'd be fun to do live streams where the co-host is a creator, whether it's Chris from Novel Carry, Ray from Rage 3D, or Jesse from Otter EDC, Jason from Woojoo Star. What's up, man? Some of these different creators that are in the community, and have them just kind of chit chat, just kind of be there as like a co-host for the evening where you guys can drop in and maybe, say, hey, I loved, X, Y, and Z piece. Where'd you get the idea for that? Or how long did it take you to design it? Things like that. Do you have suggestions? I want to get into 3D printing. What software do you use? How long did it take you to learn it? I don't know. Whatever kind of questions you guys could come up with, but I think that'd be kind of a cool format for some live streams where I can still do live streams like these where I just BS and chat with you guys and stuff like that. But it kind of open the door to talk to some of the other creators. So you guys can let me know what you think of that, if that's something you'd want to see or do. I think it could be a lot of fun. I don't know if you guys ever got a hold of this. This is a Gao piece. It's like the Candy Rich coin. I want to say they call it Candy Rich coin. But this one's been super satisfying. Yeah, I like the chill streams too. You know, it's less pressure on me too to not have to come up with like questions or something like that. Yeah, right. Just it'd be like additional streams. So, you know, I could still do these chill streams and then do like a creator stream every other week or something like that. Yeah. Gao gets a bad rap sometimes. Maybe they don't anymore. I don't know. I mean, that's always been the narrative, but they're pumping stuff out, and I don't know. Shit. Maybe they've regained their reputation. I've got the cashew. I ordered the other two variations of cashew so I could do a whole cashew comparison video. I also love cashews. Considered getting a cashew tattoo one time. That's still not off the table. But I do eat cashews and almonds for breakfast every single morning. I also was talking to my wife. I want to get tattoos down my forearm here of some of the logos of the different fidget creators that I like. So get like an ACEDC tattoo, a Metal Toys tattoo, who else? Like a Chenyu tattoo, 42 Cosmo tattoo. I think that'd be kind of sick. I hate having to explain it to people, but I do think I could do it. Want the mechanical cashew, but I don't know if it will ever happen now. Yeah, I mean, I've ordered some stuff from China recently, and it sat for a little while. I could tell that they were maybe like hesitant to like send some stuff out, but now those have started shipping. I think the tariff thing is going to affect prices eventually, but you can tell they're all kind of scrambling to figure prices and what that's going to look like. They will be in customs for longer, yeah. Picture of your cashew fidgets besides a large jar of cashews. Always have to keep a large jar of cashews around. Yeah, who knows what anything is right now. What is or isn't still at play, or I don't know. Cripes. What a mess. I'll be the test dummy. Yeah, I've got Gao had a slider come out. I don't know if you guys have seen that. It hasn't really hit anywhere fully, but it was on AliExpress, and so it's like this translucent blue color slider. I can't really make out what's happening in it. It kind of looks like the croaker inside, but maybe a tuning fork. I don't know. Do I have a pick? Let me see if I can pull it up on my computer and then show you guys my computer. That would be really high tech. Gao fidget slider. Yeah, so I will look for that here. You know, they release some of that like budget stuff where it comes out in a not so pretty Ultim and things like that, but damn, where is it? Oh, you know what? I could look in my my orders. Sorry, you guys are gonna have to bear with me here while I log in to my AliExpress account. Ooh, and hope that my password's saved. Slide to verify. Okay. My orders. I did see somebody using these, and they said they were just awesome. I mean, it's just square magnets. It's almost like large buckyballs, but this is the Gauss slider. I don't know what's happening there, but it looks like it's going to be in some different colors, different designs. You see what I'm saying about the, that almost looks like the, damn, what was that called? I just said it, the croaker, the yellow croaker, where it's got those kind of like magnetic lines in the middle. So yeah, I ordered this blue one, which I thought looked pretty sweet. We will see if it is that sweet. Now I'm going to balance you guys on a box of Band-Aids and Crest travel size toothpaste. Bam. Perfect. Yeah. Yeah, I know. See, I'd prefer the blue over the red, but that's happened to me before too, where you order something and especially with Gal, and then like immediately they release a stainless steel one, and you're like, gosh, shit. That happened with this one. I have the plastic one of this, and then they release the thin stainless steel one. It's happened multiple times. Multiple. You would've got the pie. All right, yeah. PEI is pretty cool. I've grown to like it. Yeah, we'll see if I get hit with any customs charges or anything. I don't know how that'll go. I'm hoping not. Yeah, if you're into the lighter pieces, then some of those plastic ones could definitely be for you. I have found, speaking of lighter pieces, this is such a good triple stack. Some people have complained about like its thickness, but you guys know, like, you can take this and use it as a triple stack. Probably not for that, but could we try for this? Most Magnus sliders will work with that as a sandwich. Yeah, the Clown Orange sliders, I think with those SS plates, they're not machined like down to the wire, so they really do benefit from the like G10 style plastic bodies. Yeah. 93 grams, wowzers. Just for a 3-click that isn't any bigger than this. bright yellow. Leo, what's happening, man? Are you talking about the bright yellow Otter EDC? Or are you talking about this guy? This thing rocks. It's like a high-vis slider. It's a blast. I don't know, what else do you guys want to see on the channel? I mean, I don't know if you can tell, I've been trying to kind of bring a little more consistency to it, and just one thing I want to do is, like, I don't know, maybe just set specific schedule for review releases, like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday every week. Cut it off at that, and then do like a live stream over the weekend. Maybe it's one live stream on the weekend, and the next weekend is one of the creator live streams, something like that. I don't know. I think that could be kind of cool, but I would like to make it so that it isn't so haphazard when the videos come out. It'd be a little more on schedule. I do work and the kids and classes, going through school. So I tried to keep consistency coming for the channel. Yeah, that is one thing. I'm not trying to like get too caught up in the algorithm bullshit, because it really sucks the fun out of the hobby really quick. Yeah. Keeping a steady supply of new fidgets coming through, that did kind of worry me, like with the whole tariff thing. It was like, okay, well, that might have just absolutely choked the supply, 100%. But, I've got a lot that I don't review, and I just get them and I just play with them, and I don't ever get around to making a review for them. That I could do that. I could do more list stuff. I can go back and review some of the other pieces that, there was like a year-long lull where I stopped making videos, just because life had gotten so chaotic. But then came back. But over that year time, I had bought and sold so many fidgets, I could still go through the collection. Going to school I'm getting my master's in human resources. It's always been my dream to be the soul sucker at a job. So, no, I really love, like, I mainly specialize in training and essentially like the hiring manager portion of it, and bringing people in, doing all the onboarding and stuff like that. That's kind of what I enjoy most of the time. Fidget blips. What's happening, fidget blips? Yeah, it'll probably happen at some point, and I'll be stuck reviewing just the same pieces in a loop for the rest of my life. YouTube face on my vid thumbnails. Hey, listen, it would bring the viewers in, if I just made that really surprised face all the time. Why is that the trend? I don't understand. I don't understand that trend, or why it actually works, but that shit drives me nuts. I mean, I will put my face in select videos if I think it's funny, but you don't want to see me all the fucking time. God damn. Yeah, YouTube face. Yikes. Do a series on the most painful fidgets to take apart. Oh my god. Yeah, one came to mind immediately. I'm trying to think what it is. I've had a couple lately that were tough. I could look back through the archives and give that list, like what's the most user-friendly pieces to take apart. I agree. I'd say AC/EDC and Metal Toys have always made it pretty easy, except for the top F. The top F was really hard to take apart. That was a nightmare. I've debated getting another one, but I also don't want to go through that again. It was like doing surgery on an ant. Take it up with HR. Yeah. You know, my whole family was in psychology. Like my brother, well, my mom was a teacher, but my brother and my dad are both in psychology. And I do love the psychology aspect of it. So that's kind of what draws me into HR, is just like understanding people or being able to help people or guide people kind of thing. I find that enjoyable, or just understanding like the psychology of the workplace is fascinating. There's so many types of people that you could come into. I don't want to be the Bobs on Office Space though, definitely not. Last thing I want to do is be the tell me what it is that you do here guy. I did have a teacher that one of my teachers who was just this smarmy fucking guy whose job it was to go in and consolidate businesses, which just meant he was the guy that went in and laid everybody off, and you could just tell by looking at him. I don't ever want to look like a car salesman or the person that goes and eliminates people's jobs. Oh, that's pretty cool. An extension that removes clickbait. Yeah, I switched over to, I've gone through like several iterations of like what I wanted my thumbnails to look like. I really love the 90s, and there was one period where I was making everything look like shitty VHS, which a lot of people did not like. And I can understand, like I go back and look at them and I'm like, that just is not appealing. Although it got some of the most views, oddly enough. I don't know, some of the videos did. But I really love like photoshopping little things, so that's kind of what I've switched over to, and I think that's maybe worked better. Humans do like a human face. That's fine. I don't personally want to show my face all the time. You know, plus what, it's fidget focused, right? I'm focused on the fidgets. That was my promise from the very start. So I try my best. All right, let's see. I haven't extended. Oh yeah, okay. The Aurora. Talking about this guy? Felicia? Or are you talking about the 3D printed Aurora? I don't have that one with me. Oh, this one? Yeah. This thing rocks. There is so much to customize in this piece. If you're brand new to fidgets, I wouldn't suggest it as like a first slider, because you're going to open it up and you're going to be overwhelmed. It comes with a lot of supplies, which is pretty cool, but also like little teeny tiny metal parts that separate the magnets from one side. But it's been really good. I've liked it. It's maybe a little, wow, look, there's purple in there. I'll be damned. You see this thing in a different light, and you just get little glimpses of different colors and stuff like that. That's pretty cool. I will say it's a little like molassesy or something like that. Like I don't feel like the plates don't let me move super smooth, but it's definitely, as you can tell, it's not sticky or anything like that. Your husband used to be a used car salesman, or used to be a car salesman. Listen, I'm not saying that all car salesmen have that face, but there's the stereotypical car salesman. You know who that is. I've met really nice car salesmen too. So no offense to your husband, Nicole. Do I have any fidgets that I like using only while you're sitting at a desk? Yeah, there are some, like my MagLab, I'll use at my desk at work, but it's not necessarily one that I'm going to carry around like our machine shop or something like that, because I would be worried that I could drop it. Don't want to damage that. Also, spinners. I don't take out of the house, but I love to use them while I watch a movie or something like that. So this is like a desk couch fidget for me. Walking around with the spinner feels kind of funny too. Let's spin this one really quick. This one's new. I put a new bearing in here. And it's so fast. It's like the fastest spinner I've ever had. Very cool. This is the Rose from Cap EDC. Okay, I'm getting behind. Hold on. Debbie Deb, which one do you suggest as first sliders? First sliders, I'd say any Magnus product is going to be a good bet. That's a great spot to start. You can also get 3D ones, like if you have not had spinner or sliders before. Some of the pieces like Otter EDC or Fidget Boy, the Peanut, or even the wrapped light / 3D printed Otter EDC piece. Those are great first sliders. If you're looking for metal, I think Magnus or like a Kuko EDC. I don't have my whole collection with me. I wish I did. I wish I was baller enough to just travel with the whole thing, but it would hurt my back carrying a backpack full of that shit. So definitely, if you're looking for metal, maybe Magnus is the way to go. There's also the Kind Industries slider. Also don't have it with me, but that's like a good kind of starter slider for sure. Lost my place. Boop, 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 boop. Are people still going crazy by calling it a wrapped knockoff? Which one are you talking about? Oh, wrapped knockoff? You're talking about these? This? A lot of people went crazy talking about this being a wrapped knockoff. And then I'd had a drink or two and made a movie, made a video about clones, and just kind of went off the handle about how there was still value in this one, which I still agree with. I don't think it was all, loose Kyle saying that. I mean, this had a whole different feel to me than a wrapped light, and I enjoyed it just the same. So Not even close to a Rap Light knockoff, but remember that a bit. Rap people seem to go crazy at every damn thing. Yes, they do. They love to spend their money and they love to yell about things that also look like a Wrapped. Not that there's anything wrong with either of those. If my life was a movie, what would the title be? Boy, DR. I gotta get my improv skills going to be able to answer that. Good question. I mean, you know, I don't keep anything about my life a secret necessarily. It's had a lot of ups and downs, so maybe you could call it like roller coaster or something like that. Definitely at a peak though, so that's good. I hope the roller coaster doesn't go down again. Boy, I hope that didn't sound like super dramatic or emo or something. Yeah, spinners at work, that's a good idea. I mean, they are quiet, but it seems like the quintessential fidget, where if you tell people you're a fidgeter, they're like, oh, you're into spinners, like it's 2017 or something like that, and you get those little plastic tries that everyone had. They were selling at Five Below. You're like, no, these are premium, fucker. The peanut is a fantastic pick for a first slaughter. I'm inclined to think you probably can't beat it for the price. Yeah, I'd say that's true. Can't beat that. And, you know, I think they're available on Etsy right now. And Jason does drops for Fidget Boy weekly. So, of course, I was like ready to get a Dune Swoop this last drop because I've been itching for the titanium one that came out. So I tried to get a 3D printed one of the resin ones that came out. That dropped and was gone in less than like a minute. Just gone. Oh. They're saying this was like a Wrapped Light. Or like a Wrapped. I don't know. Yeah. Derek, you know, he dropped this pretty quickly, like I'd say within like 24 hours of the Wrapped Light dropping. And so people were like really suspicious of that. But he has continued to like build on that and make his own thing. So good on him for kind of taking it and on the chin and moving on. Yeah, what doesn't look like a wrap though? I mean, sliders, there's so many iterations of it, and on top of that, the Wrapped Light or Wrapped design hasn't significantly changed in years, and so things are just naturally going to start looking like it because it hasn't evolved much. No offense to Jonas, there's no need to evolve if everyone's still buying your shit for $2,000. I wouldn't change anything either. That's called a perfect recipe. I bought the SOB and then bought the premium shells and all that kind of stuff, and I really loved this one the most, and so I sold the premium shells. Have to change from the 2-color 3D top. Oh, okay. Yeah, you changed to the two-color one. Didn't sound dramatic at all. Jason's stuff is impossible to get anymore from what I've seen. Glad I'm not interested anymore. It is tough to get. I mean, Jason's still killing it, and kudos to him for still doing drops regularly and killing it. I mean, he's been doing that for some time now and still just knocking it out of the park. So good on him. Definitely got to find a lot of stuff on secondary market. Plus, there are a couple people that are just buying up like every Fidget Boy piece they can get. It's kind of tough to get in there. Just got my first slider last week. Went with Haptic EDC on Etsy. Good choice, Willie K. That is a great choice. Did you get the Surge? Or did you get his new one? He's got a new one that it's the first time he hasn't done taped plates. I've got one of those on the way, so I'm kind of excited to compare the two, the Surge and the new slider. Good choice. Haptic EDC is a good choice for a first slider. Oh yeah, Haptic EDC is great too. I want to try their stuff since it comes pre-taped. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a bummer. Shipping costs to Canada. Yeah, if you add ergonomics to a slider and you name it, and your name isn't Magnus, people will probably be able to call it a wrap knockoff. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of variations of the same kind of thing, but part of it is there's only certain ways that things feel good on your hands. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to need a push spot for your thumb. You're going to need a little indent here. And if you really go too crazy, it's just not going to feel good in the hand. You're not going to sell shit. Anyone know when the SOB Slim version will be releasing? Swag and Beast, we were just talking about that. I think the SOB Slim 3D drops this Friday. I don't know about the other version. He's been doing drops at a time, like of 8 sliders for the premium. What is the best deal for a mid to premium slider right now? Did I bring any mid to premium sliders with me? Mid to premium, in terms of what's with me, I think this is good because you've got these stamped stainless steel plates, and so you're getting the metal plate experience, but not paying the metal slider price. Yeah, the Otter EDC light can be tough to come by, but Aurora EDC is also doing a wrapped light pretty soon. Jonas has sourced these plates out to anybody who wants to use them. I did talk to Haptic EDC too, and I was like, you got to do something. I mean, the Surge was like the first premium 3D printed slider. People went crazy for that. When the Surge came out, it was like, holy shit, this is just as good as a wrap. You know, people were going nuts. So he's sourced these, yeah, it would go crazy. He's sourced these stainless steel plates, which is genius. You know, don't make them. I'll make them, and you can buy them from me. Really smart business move by Jonas. And, you know, now all these 3D creators can come up with their own wrap light version. Sakura EDC, who did the Puchicon, which is the one with the buttons, he sent me one that goes with the wrap light plates as well. So I'll have a review on that one soon too. I think it's at my house right now while I'm on this work trip, which is such a bummer. Yes, I have a Wispy with the Zerk plates coming too. I'm really excited for that one. Oh, you like the new one better than the Surge, Nicole. That is interesting. Yeah, I'm really curious. I mean, that's the first time that he's ever made anything with non-taped plates. So I'm going to check that out for sure. Compiform 2.1, that's one I haven't tried. It just, the design didn't really do it for me. The design for the V5 does do it for me though, with that crystallized tie where it's like all geometric. Probably gonna have to find one of those at some point if possible. I have the V2 of the Gladiator coming, which is like a haptic coin. So I'll be excited to do a side-by-side of these. Yeah. Does anybody know the name of this one? So I'm going to have to review it, and I also don't know. Just a second-hand piece. Yeah, you know what was weird, Steven, about the Wispy with the Zerk plates was that was the last in the bin. Like, that drop came, and everybody bought the Teflon plates and the stainless steel plates, and the Zerk Wispy was just sitting there, and nobody was taking it. And I had a couple people shoot me a message and say the Wispy just dropped, and I got over there. I grabbed one with Zerk plates because I was like, if I'm going big, I'm going all the way. And then like a half hour later, people were like, there's still Wispies with Zerk plates. What's going on? And now it's got like this kind of weird stigma around it where people are like, were they there because they're not good? And so nobody knows now. And there's been a couple Wispies with Zerk plates second hand in the groups, and people are like hesitant to buy them. It's very odd. Yes, this design is everywhere now. There are a lot, but if they legitimately feel different or better, I'll get them. I mean, I think I got the Mott Mix, and I really like that. I'm going to get a Groove so that I can combine them and make a video on that. But there are some that are legitimately good in the same shape, you know, or form or whatever. Really want a pivoting slider like that someday? Yeah. They're good. It's got a good sound to them. Heard that Zerk plates stick. That I see that as like I don't know. If you clean your plates, Zerk plates are not really going to stick unless you don't clean them. You're using them in an environment where like metal shavings are present, or you're using magnets that are too strong, because they're gonna stick if you're using them, and they'll start to gum up, or like what's the word I'm looking for? They'll start to what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of like bind on each other. Now, one thing that I do, you can see I'm running one stainless steel plate and one Zerk plate together, which I just found has like a really good feel to it, like the OG plates. So I've been enjoying that, but I can use Zerk and Zerk. I just use magnets that aren't, you know, like N52, because otherwise, yeah, you're going to end up with problems with the Zerk plates. Mott knockoff in PEI, and I really like it. Yeah, you can't get that one in Pi, but it does look, I've seen that knockoff before. I've never bought it. Prefers magnet Zerk plates to stainless, for sure. Yeah, I think, and I to be honest, I think the original plates, I still stand by these. I love these plates versus the muffin tin, I think. I haven't quite gotten a pair of muffin tin plates that really sang to me yet. Yeah, very esoteric hobby. Bree Willie K. Blue Tacky Putty. Oh shit, Jeremy, what's up, man? Fidget Blips is Jeremy. What's happening? Welcome. epoxied. This one I've been running with Zerk plates the entire time, but I've got just a really good magnet configuration. This is my Peak 2-click. Both with Zerk plates. Never had an issue. Good to not see. Hey, you don't want to see my face. Come on now. I've talked about this before, and I feel like, you know, if the same people are watching the lives or watching the videos, I start talking about the same shit. But 2-click is what got us all to fall in love with the hobby. Like most people that jumped into the hobby jumped in during the 2-click phase. That's when things really blew up. And everyone was like, wow, what if a 3-click was possible? And it was like you'd have to split an atom to get a 3-click slider. And now it's all 3-click, and you get a 2-click in your hand, and you're like, this is so great. We're all just really compulsive scatterbrain people. Copper turtle, yeah. $26 for a knockoff mott. Turtle was the magnets I regretted selling most. I don't think I ever had a turtle. I gotta be honest, I think that was one design that didn't totally speak to me. I think the Peak has always been the top. Where did I put it down? I've lost it. Oh, Jesus. The Peak has always been like the ultimate design for me. I love that. Yeah, I guess the turtle for the Worry Stone kind of fidget. Yes, a 3-click. It is great. I agree. What has 4, Jeremy? Or what have you seen that comes out with 4 or has 4 as an option? Marcia Linden, or Linda rather, Marcia Linda. That store is like the hotspot for clones, I feel like. No wonder they have higher prices from what I can tell. Get one. Yeah, I'll have to try and find a turtle. I've seen them secondhand a couple times. I just never grabbed one. Set one of my wrap lights to 2-click. Oh, that's a smart idea. That's one thing I haven't messed with, is making one that is 3-click size a 2-click. Maybe that would be fun. With N42 in the middle. I wish I kept track of the strength of my magnets. I just toss shit in there and hope for the best, and it always turns out so nice. Yeah, that is a weird thing about Maria Linda's, like, it is either super rare fidgets or just down and dirty knockoffs. I'm not sure on why that is. Some custom wrap inserts did 4-click. Yeah, I'm not into that either. I mean, I feel like I've become so accustomed to a 3-click that doing a 4-click would feel unnatural or something. What's a good clicky, crunchy slider? I've got some cheap knockoff ones on Amazon. Has some loose magnets. Yeah, Fidget Syndicate for sure. still has some up on the site, I think, and that's probably the longest anything has lasted on their storefront. But I will tell you, if you're looking for some loud, crunchy experiences, his 3D pint-sized fidget slider is so loud. It's so loud, in fact, that I think I ended up listing mine. This is about as loud as I want mine to be, which is one of his pint-sized in the brain, crazy brain fiber, whatever it is. Yes, his stuff was always gone in minutes, but people are waiting for the drop of this carbon fiber pint size and regular size slider, and so nobody's jumping on these 3D versions that he released, and they're just kind of sitting there. Yeah, if you like crunchiness a lot, Fidget Syndicate, they've got some in the shop right now, and they're pretty cool colorways too. Yes, the purple one, that's exactly what I was talking about. I saw that and I was like, shit, do I want another one, even though I'm not using the one that I got? Yeah, I just saw it today, I think. You bet, Swaggin' Beast. Good luck. Go grab one of those. Definitely worth it. Especially if you're not worried about noise. I mean, that's going to get you some decibels right there. Let me go grab one more water. Make sure not to get in the camera so you don't see my face. Yeah. Have I not touched any of these? Maybe not this one. This one I've been running on dense. I just switched it over because this DJG Drive slider is what this is. Has 4 tracks. You've got these ones on the side here, and then you've got dense in the middle. Let's open it up and I'll show you guys what it sounds like when you run it with standard and dense at the same time. Can be a lot of fun. Pretty simple. I mean, this is like a little while back, all of a sudden everybody was releasing this exact style of slider. It started with the Ding Ding. Y'all remember the Ding Ding? From 9 Hands. I kind of like these sliders where you load the ball and then the spring so that it's facing down to the track, and then this is the part that you lay on. It's so much easier to configure. You know what? Here, let's take this one. So let me remember now, because this gets tricky. To do this, I now have to hold that. Oh, yeah, that's what it was. That's not what it was. Did I just forget how to put this thing together on camera? Yeah, I did. Oh, and I fucked that spring. Look at that. Well, you're not seeing what that sounds like today, because there's that spring now. It's tough to do this like with a phone and microphone in between me and the fidgets. That is just, you know, kind of par for the course. Yeah, fuck. Yep. Yeah, it is a pain to do it on the outer tracks. I do agree. Oh, there's an extra ball. We'll put that back in the old bag. I don't, how do I want to run this now? Let's try it just standard with one ball. Well, that doesn't sound too bad. Come on, Kyle, you could do it, man. Yeah, if you're trying to do the outer the outer tracks and the inner track, you've got to like hold both in place and then try and press them together, sandwich them together without anything falling out. It's a bit of a pain. That actually is pretty decent. So that is just one ball on the standard. 3 hands, yeah. I think I need more like 9 hands. So another one that you can run dense or standard, but wow, that actually is really nice. Sometimes there are happy accidents like that where you just absolutely decimate a spring and then find out that you really like the sound of it a different way. Plastic mechanicals, they're good. They're good. They're definitely worth it. Yeah, I gave my mech egg to my kids, and they also love it. They've got their own fidget collection. My 7-year-old has what we call his perch, which is like a specific spot on the couch with the end table next to it, and we actually bought him like a little clear, I don't know, container thing, display that he puts his own fidget collection in. So he's got different stuff that he's 3D printed and stuff that that he just likes to play with on the couch. Jesse and his kids. This is what I loved about Otter EDC when when Jesse first reached out to me and offered to let me try the M01. He sent me one to try, but then also said it was just the videos that I do with my son. He was like, "That's so cool," and I watch them with my kids, which hopefully I wasn't swearing too much. But his kids also run an Etsy shop, and it's how he teaches them about business and money, and so they 3D print their own stuff and they sell it on their Etsy shop. And he sent some of their 3D printed products for my son, and he loves them and still uses them. I mean, that's just like a really cool way to teach your kids about business and finances and savings. It's really genius, and I wish I had thought of that. So very cool. Let's see. Yeah, Peak is a great sound, and I reordered. Here's one that I sold and have repurchased. Was the Peak 01 EDC mechanical. So it looks just like this, but it's all Peak. That is one of the greatest mechanicals for like a tri-stack slider. Oh, it's so good. So that's coming back. Yeah, the Peak Ding Ding is really good. That's like a more budget-friendly version of the 01 EDC. Yeah, mechanicals for metal can have kind of a muted sound, which is nice. It doesn't always have to be a ding ding or a loud noise. Just another person. You're saying you use the mech egg every night? That is dedication to that egg. Yeah, you can definitely, that's why modification is so important. Just changing out those different balls and springs. If you don't have any extras, check out playforbeans.com, because that's kind of Mark's specialty, is that this spare parts, balls, tape, springs, magnets. You can reach out to Mark and say like, hey, here's the piece that I have. And this is something that he was actually working on, was coming up with a list of mechanical fidgets and what balls and springs they come with. So if you reach out to him and say, here's the piece that I have, do you know what size balls and springs are in there? He might actually know. Otherwise, you could buy a pair of calipers on Amazon for like $10, digital ones, and they will give you a reading to tell you how many millimeters a spring or a ball is, and that's pretty easy too. What the fuck? The light just died. That's crazy. We did this so long that the light burned down, huh? No, I accidentally kicked it out of the socket with my foot. Cheaper for me to order from Allie due to shipping charges. So I get mine there. Yeah, that's true. I mean, you could just reach out to Mark as like, hi Mark, can you help me with this? And he'd probably still help you with it. He's a good dude. Have I touched the layer cake? This is one that like is definitely not my favorite, but it's so quiet. It's perfect for use at work. I almost bought another one just because it was purple and black, and then I was like, I just don't use this one enough unless I'm in meetings. What's the difference between PS, ICS, and FS? There is pint-sized. Pint-sized is smaller. And then there's full-sized ICS. So pint-sized, let's compare it to something for you before you make your purchase. Swag and Beast, which slider in this area do you have? Do you have a Verk? Coral? There it is for comparison. G-Ball Vision, what's happening? So that's a size comparison. Full size is probably like maybe up there, just a little bigger. Nothing to it. Mark doesn't like shipping to Canada. Has he had issues with packages getting lost or something, or what? You bet, Swag and Beast. You know what's crazy is I probably know most of you from Facebook, but also don't know by your screen names who you are in here. My wife just said that my 7-year-old heard me talking about his perch on here and got smiley. Boo, what's up? It's 8:43. You should be reading books, boy. But I love you, and I miss you, and I can't wait to get home Friday, buddy. We're going to see the Dogman movie this weekend. So we'll get some popcorn. Oh, by the way, on the last live stream, the reason why it got it didn't record properly, I was in a rush to leave because we were going to see The Companion, which is a new movie out, and that was a good movie. It was actually pretty legit. I thought I had it all figured out. You know, it's like a horror movie or kind of a thriller, I guess. Less horror, more thriller. And you know, you kind of think you've got it figured out, but they kind of throw some twists in there. It was pretty good. Just got into this rabbit hole like 2 weeks ago. Don't have Facebook, but it kind of seems like I should make one. Yeah, Swag and Beast. I was going to make another video about the different Facebook pages you can join. It seemed like a lot of people still wanted that. To go through what I use some of the different Facebook groups for. So I may still do that here in the coming weeks. Make a little kind of a 2.0 of that video where I went through the different websites I use. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. Wow, you haven't been in it long, but welcome, and I hope you get all the pieces you want. It was fine until you posted, and then they wanted too much personal info. Yeah, I mean, some people don't feel cool about putting that out there. I totally understand. Okay, yeah, I'll do the Facebook video as well. I'll do some more videos probably this week. I know I'm going to do a travel collection overview video. And then probably review this one as well. I think tomorrow I'll have the breakdown on the Aurora sand slider. So that's going to be dropping tomorrow on the channel. There are, boy, I hope my 7-year-old son's not still watching when I say this, but there are states where just to watch porn vids, they want a face scan. Could you imagine having your face scanned before going on those kind of sites? Holy cow, this is some dystopian shit, man. Just insane. Yeah. VPN. I wish I knew what the hell that meant, because I see people saying that you should have a VPN. I like that emoji. That's good. NordVPN, but I don't know what it means. It's the only way to get it back. Fidget Nexus on Discord has a good roundup of fidget sites and pages. There's actually, hold on, let's take it back to the virtual private network. Well, that makes sense. What about incognito mode? Is that the same thing? Check it out. Well, this is just watching my comments so I can talk to you guys. But what was I going to look at? Oh, when I did the Facebook video, or the video on the different sites that I use, there is a site called the Fidget List that somebody in the community put together. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but it is pretty comprehensive, and they're still adding to it. So it's the different designs, different group names on Facebook, and then different websites too that you can go to. There's G1, Pose Blades, BST or buy sell trade groups. If you guys aren't familiar with that, that's where you can get things secondhand. Metal toys, funny things made by metal toys, I guess. So some pretty good descriptions in there too. Yeah. Those are definitely, it's a useful site for sure. Yeah. Any other pieces I haven't shown yet that anybody wants to see? Black pie rabbit. Oh damn! Is Kuko offy Etsy? I think I have touched everything on the table, to be honest. This is a good work one or airport one. Nice and quiet. Hopefully Kuko EDC will be back soon. I think last I heard, was she doing some updates to like a new version of the plates? Yeah, I want to say she was maybe working on new plates, so hopefully soon. I know that I was hoping to buy a new slider from her. Sometimes it not to do one. Okay. I'm gonna end this at 9, or what will be 10 o'clock here, and then get some sleep for another, I'm sure, absolutely invigorating meeting tomorrow. This one's really cool. This is Mokutai, right? Oh, they're moving. Aurora EDC shut down for a while too. That came out, and the Novo came out, was it? And then they shut down for a little bit because they moved as well. This slider makes you think of teeth? I'll tell you the bubble, and this is another story that I've said again and again, but when I got into fidgets, I thought the bubble was a joke. I was like, this is ridiculous. Like, how could anybody enjoy something that doesn't have a lot of travel? I don't know. And then got one, and I was like, what is happening? This is really good. Metal Toys is so freaking good. And it's bizarre too, because yeah, there isn't, oh, this one's got the Zerk bubble plate in it with the Zerk screws. Yeah, you'd think that the travel would make it a non-starter, like that this is not going to be any good. But it is. It is so good. Cal, I disagree with you, buddy. I'm sorry. We can't agree on everything. But that's what makes the hobby kind of cool too, is there's so many different tastes and options. Oh, exhilarating meetings, yeah. I run the drug and alcohol program for our site, so I have to coordinate all the testing and stuff like that. It's pretty boring. It really does sound like what I hear in my head when I'm grinding my crowns. Ouch. Yeah, Cal, I had a stainless steel one too that was kind of slick, but for those, especially because of the weight, it requires lighter resistance springs and possibly smaller balls so that it'll move a little more fluidly. This one is titanium. I gotta say the rain design definitely adds a little more for grip, where I do still have some trouble with the bubble every now and then. Again, another point I made on the last live stream. But did you know that this is the top of the bubble? A lot of people see the design and they want to use it this way, and that is kind of slick, right? But that part that's curved that way is meant to go into your hand, and that is the top. So this is how you're supposed to use it. Neat fact. If you didn't know that, it definitely helps with the function of it. Fidgets are, yeah. I don't do either. I just do fidgets. Does save a lot of money, but it just all goes into fidgets then. Became a pain to use. Yeah, maybe fidgets are just a drug. I don't know. Cal, I would recommend getting another bubble and just doing some tinkering, or getting the rain and just putting an SS bubble plate in there. And then you've got a bubble, but it's got grip. Yeah. I know, yeah. We jumped pretty substantially there. So I think the 1,500 subscriber giveaway and the 2,000 subscriber giveaway are going to happen pretty close together when I get back here. Thank you, Debbie Deb. Yeah, I'm trying to put out, more content and just kind of keep things fresh. This hobby, I feel like, necessitates a look more than once a week. Like it requires a couple different videos on different pieces to really make it worth the time. Otherwise, the hobby's moving faster than you are. What am I giving away? That's a good question. I don't know what it will be for the 2K. I know when I did the 1K, Meta was super generous with some pieces. I don't know, I'd never expect that from anybody if they offer it. That's very cool. So I'll probably take a look at the collection and see kind of what would be a good giveaway piece, what would make sense. For the 1.5K giveaway, geez, I don't know. Cal, that would be badass, man. That would be really cool. Yeah, shoot me an email. Or I can find you on Etsy, I suppose, right? Yeah, I thought maybe like some of the 3D creators kind of getting some pieces for that 1.5K giveaway. So maybe giving away some of my 3D pieces. And then for the 2K giveaway, making it something a little more premium for sure. Cool. Super generously, Cal. Appreciate that. Thank you. Well, shit, that looks like about time. Did everyone forget about Cladis? I don't hear his stuff talked about much anymore. Let's answer that before I go. Anthony is a super smart dude. He is a super smart dude who has a lot of ideas. I do think there is a little bit to be said for scarcity, uh, and how sometimes a lack of supply can help drive demand. Um, Anthony was the designer of the Verk, right, which Magnus then made into a slider, and it was very successful. But there wasn't like a single follow up to it that really blew anyone's mind, right? It was a couple kind of like failed launches of some other designs, and maybe not failed, but they didn't hit the same way. And now it has kind of been this flood from Anthony of different designs where it's like daily. I see maybe like 4 videos daily of different designs that he's dropping. And when you just flood the zone like that, people start to kind of shut down a little bit. It kind of maybe does more damage to a brand than you'd like to think. Like you'd like to think that if you just put as much stuff out there as you possibly can, people are going to buy more, but that's not necessarily the case. One of the things that you want to see is somebody releasing a design. Like this is still, even though Jesse has hit it bigger and become more mainstream or talked about with his wrapped light stuff, this is still like his only 3D printed design that he's got, right? Because he worked on this one for a long time and he perfected it and worked out all the bugs and released it. And he's working on other stuff in the background, but he's not just putting more stuff out there. And I think a lot of people are seeing some like kind of quality issues because it's also resin printing that Anthony does. And so he does have some good designs that come out, but I don't know that they've been fully tested to the extent that like a Fidget Boy or Otter EDC has, where people are going to feel confident buying a new design. I hope that makes sense or answers that question. Like for instance, Sakura EDC, he dropped the Puchicon and he put some serious thought into that thing. He put serious time into it, into designing it, into testing it, into making sure that it withstood, drops and things like that. And then released it and was like, it's coming, did crazy good marketing, and then only released like 8 of them. And people were hungry. So there's something to be said for scarcity for sure. Cal, is your Etsy shop, it's Odd Duck? Fidget Duck. Fidget Duck EDC. We'll check that out. Puffer Crash style clicker buttons. Yeah. And I gotta be honest, they're more satisfying than the Puffer Crash for sure. Those buttons on the Sakura EDC Puchicon are awesome. Very satisfying. All right. We've done 124 minutes right there. Very good. This was awesome. Thank you guys for joining on short notice. I know I didn't really give like a long lead time for when I was going to do this, but it was between class and work. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to. I'm glad that I did, and glad that you guys joined. And I will see you next time we do a stream. Have a good night, everybody. Oh, Pet Rat. Sorry, man. Hey, this one's going to upload correctly and you'll be able to watch it. So, I promise. Yeah, thanks for joining. All right. See you guys.